Joseph Kuri. I am the founder of Teklabari and CEO of User Hub Africa, which is a UX design agency in Ghana. And I'm here with my co-host,
Eric Poplampo, co-founder of UX Ghana.
So today we are here to give you another episode of a UX review of another Ghanaian app. It's, I guess you say, one of the most popular apps in Ghana. Yeah, so today we're going to be reviewing the Express Pay app. If you've never heard of the Express Pay app, it's basically an app which does payments for you, or you can use for payments. You can pay for almost anything, right? Yeah, you can buy airtime from almost, I think, every major mobile network, telco, every telco. You can pay for DSTV, you can pay for, almost anything. You can pay for even different companies like Ghana Water, ECG, things like that. So it's basically an all-in app for payments. It's one of the most popular apps out there used by most Ghanaians. Right. So today what we're going to do is we're going to give you a breakdown as far as user experience. Basically talk about how it works as far as navigation, talk about user experience design, talk about the UI design, which is user interface, and talk about basically everything that has to do with customer service, security of the app, and everything else. So we'll be giving you a deep dive on that, and then at the end of the day, we just give it a kind of a UX score out of 10 to show you how or what we think about how good it is. So it just give you that whole rundown. So Eric, what do you think about the Express Pay app in general?
Yeah, I think for me, it generally has served Ghanaians well. It's been in the picture for, I think, some couple of years now, and I believe Express Pay was one of the companies that brought up the whole revolution of digital experiences in terms of payment, and brought eyes to what UX, UI designers could do within the space of, digital, specifically payment or fintech, and has been running since, I think, almost 10 years now.
Yeah,
if I
more
believe.
10 years. I think 2014, 13. Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah. It used to be the cracker, as it is said some years ago, and still, running robustly as we've known it to be. So, again, join us for an exciting session, having to review the Express Pay app.
All right. So we're going to now go quickly over. It's a quick overview of the app and everything.
Right.
So one thing I like to say about apps is how do I navigate it when I first log on?
Exactly.
Looking at the Express Pay app, one thing I like about it is the consistency when it comes to navigation.
Exactly.
They have a simple home screen, they have a pay screen, transfer screen, history, and my money, which is kind of how to add different payment methods on it. Consistent. One thing I like about it, you use very good colors, very simple color. This orange to indicate which screen you're on. The app icons are very simple, and they make sense. The pay is like a card payment, the transfer is like a little airplane, which makes you transfer. History, this time icon and the history, and then my money too is kind of this transaction card too. Overall, very simple. There's even a quick profile icon on the left-hand side of the top, which you can just go and see your profile. There's a quick search on the homepage. You can basically search for almost every service on the app, which is pretty good. As far as the navigation, it's very easy, very simple. Again, simple is always good. So it's very simple. I like how we can easily navigate. Again, anybody can pick it up and just start going through everything and see what you need. Eric, what do you think about the navigation?
Yeah, I think with navigation, I'll probably pick it up from the home screen. If you land on the home screen, I like what they've done at the top section, which is to show you the frequently used products. Hence, you wouldn't have to think or second guess about what to do. When you land on the very home screen, these are the popular services Ghanaians usually use. Hence, it is likely for you to also jump on it quickly without having to rethink or go through the search button to be able to search what you are on there to do. So it's like a quick access to whatever you'd want to do, either to pay for your electricity, buy or send Momo, buy airtime, and all that. It makes it even more easier for you to easily reach these services after or on just a tap away from it. And one thing I like also is the search bar on there. just so when you land on there and are lost in terms of not seeing whatever you are on there to do, because you don't see the services for which you are on the home screen easily, it provides you the chance to be able to easily search for the service and then get down on it. And also on the bottom area where the navigations are, it is easily tagged and labeled for you to know what the icons are and what they do. So again, it reduces your cognitive load in terms of your thinking hours you would use in or minutes in using to guess what these icons or iconographies are. So in general heuristics, I think they've done a great job.
Yeah.
And also one thing I would probably want to touch on is having to see your profile.
Yeah.
Easily you are able to see a little bit about yourself, what it does, FAQs, I believe, support system on there. So I like how they've layered and laid out the app to make it even more easier for customers, specifically new users, to easily find their way through. Yeah. So I guess it is a good start-off point for me for ExpressPay.
Yeah, if you had to give a score of as far as navigation, what score would you give it?
Yeah, I probably would give it an 8. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I would go a bit high, just an 8.5.
Okay.
Yeah, because I like how everything's laid out, for you to easily find what you're looking for. The profile is very easy to find. It's consistent throughout. So that's what I like about it a lot. If I go in different sections of the app, I still have the profile to easily go back to, which is pretty good. So yeah, I would give it an 8.5 as far as navigation and everything else.
Right.
But as you've been saying, the overall UI design, easily, I like the fact that I can go to the top and search for all, just basically find all the services there. I like the fact that they use branding very well. Like the blue is very well done.
Very consistent.
I really like. Very simple. I like this white background. Easy to find everything. Very clean, not cluttered. Yeah, I really like the UI design of it. If I had to say, okay, what UI design score, I'll give it like a 9. Again, simple, easy to find. Icons are very well labeled. Everything is well labeled. Yeah.
Exactly. Myself, I think with the UI, one thing I would give them is their consistency across board. They've stuck to their colors, which is primarily blue, and then the call to actions as orange. And so I probably would give them a 9 as well.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, as far as everything is concerned, it's pretty good. So one thing about apps too, I think I said in the previous episode that you need to make sure that you have some sort of support or help for your application. ExpressPay is known as one of the best customer support apps in Ghana. I think I would say rated number 1.
Yeah.
Because as far as consistency, help as far as is good. Even when it comes to the app, I have to give it credit because if you go into profile, for instance, you're going to look at the contact us. It gives you all the help you need. So there's a phone number that you can call straight from the app.
Right.
They even have a request callback feature. It's basically just say that you're requesting them to call you for something. They even give you support hours, Monday to Friday on the holidays and times. They have a support email.
Right.
They have the social media. They have Facebook, Twitter, and even Instagram.
Nice.
So basically you're covering every base as far as customer support. You can always go. I mean, it would be nice to have maybe a chat feature, but the fact that they even have a phone number and a callback feature kind of substitutes for that, which is pretty good. If I had to give it like a score as far as customer support and everything else, I would give it like a 9.
Right.
The only thing I would give it, the only thing I would say that doesn't make it a 10 is that they don't have like a manual feature. Like, okay, I want to like read a FAQ about certain things. Maybe how do I get a refund? How do I get like my money back? Or if I sign up for an account, how do I add a card? How do I add a mobile money? This thing.
Exactly.
So apart from that, I think every other thing is covered as far as customer support. Your customer support lines, your emails, your social media, everything is there. I would definitely give it a 9, even push it to a 9.5, even with exclusion of, the FAQ features.
Nice. That's kind of you, Joseph. I think, for me, having to go through the support section or page, I think one of the key items I like about the support area is the callback, which, again, not many apps or platforms would you see that very feature on there. So I think it's a real game changer on there, and having to think deeper on what customers are probably looking for
Mhm.
in an event where they are stuck, or just imagine when they are out of credit or have
Yeah.
no data bundle or voice credit to call back. It makes it easier for them to still reach their customer support in the event where they have zero credit on their mobile devices. And with that, I probably would give them, I'm always quite generous, I
Mhm.
believe. I'll give them an 8.5
You prefer. Okay.
because I believe more could be done about
Oh,
it.
yeah,
But again,
absolutely.
it is a good starter.
Yeah, exactly. I just echo, yes. Customer support always important when it comes to your mobile apps as far as UX. The customer always needs to know that this is where I find the help.
Right.
And the fact that they've outlined all the help that you need here is good. Like I said, I wish there was more of like documentation or manuals for maybe somebody who wants to do it themselves, find out how to do
Exactly.
some things.
Right.
But yeah, I will still give it a 9.5, even
Nine.
though I still think that
Yeah.
it still needs those features. But
Yeah,
I think it's pretty good.
nice
I
one.
think it's pretty good. Yeah, I think another feature that we want to talk about is, again, this is a mobile app, a fintech app. And of
Right.
course, one of the most important things about fintech apps is security.
Right.
So, yes. So, again, when we talk about security, how is my money safe? How is ExpressPay helping me to make sure that somebody doesn't log into my account
Right.
and take all my money?
More money, yeah.
Yeah.
Ghanaians with their money.
Yes, it's very serious thing. People are always cautious. But I think ExpressPay does a really good job. Again, everything is in the account. Again, I love the fact that everything is in the account section. So I think if you go to settings, yes, they have a section here called security
Right.
that you can go in and actually do everything. What I like about it is lots of ways to actually protect they have password.
Mm.
They even have identity verification. I think you can add your Ghana card on it to
right.
get verified. They have with log in with your Face ID, which is biometric.
Nice.
So
I mean,
if you have
standard.
standard. Basically standard. Face ID is pretty good.
Yeah.
One thing I also like, they have pay with Face ID.
Right.
So basically, if you want to pay, if you don't want to always be inputting your password and everything, you can actually just pay with your Face ID.
Right.
Another thing I love. Another thing I also love is the account stuff. They have a feature where you can actually delete your account.
Mm.
Not a lot of apps have that feature in
right.
it. And I like the fact that maybe you want to move, let's say you're dashing your phone away or you want to move it. Instead of you just to log out, you can just delete the account totally, which I love.
That's great.
That's pretty good. Yeah, lots of preferences in there, but I like. Yeah, it's pretty good. Even have a privacy feature, which is make sure that your name doesn't appear on some transactions when it's sent to recipients.
So it means you can actually kind of hide your account balance or
account balance. Even says one thing
nice.
He says here is that it says privacy. When turned on, your name will not appear in transaction details sent to recipients.
That's
which
great.
is very thoughtful because not a lot of apps do privacy when it comes to sending payments, which is pretty good.
Yeah,
I like the fact you can turn it on and off. That's really, really very thoughtful.
Exactly.
So I think ExpressPay has done a really, really good job when it comes to security.
That's good.
I like the login Face ID, like the payment Face ID. Only thing missing here, I like as an option is two-factor authentication.
Oh.
Yeah, that would be a good option to have. But I think they've covered everything: password, ID verification, login with Face ID. I think they've covered most stuff, which are good options. Yeah. What's your take on everything?
Yeah, I think having to go through the app, just like you enumerated, they've done a really good job trying to understand the customer's needs and having to embed all these very elements on the app to make it even more easier and delightful for customers to be able to go through the app without, too much or so much hassle. But just like you mentioned, having the two-factor authentication or 2FA, and there would be a real game changer.
Yeah.
I think one of the elements I like about their app having to do with security is recovery from errors, which I think they've pretty much handled it well. So kudos to you, ExpressPay. Keep doing a good job. For me, on the score base, I probably would give it an 8.5 thereabout, in terms of security.
To echo what you said, I think I also like all these options they have. Like the fact that they give you options is always good. Giving users options as far as security is always a good thing. Maybe somebody doesn't want to use their Face ID or they don't have Face ID. So what's the next option? Of course, it's the password. Like I said, two-factor authentication would be good, but still, they have a lot of options as far as security. If I had to give it score, I'll give it a 9.
Right.
Yeah, because again, they've covered all the bases. I don't see anything that's lacking as far as security and everything else. So yeah, I would say it's good as far as so I'll give it a 9 as far as security.
Right.
And I want to talk about the performance on the app. It's
Right.
very, very fast.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's very, very fast. Sometimes, when you use an app, it's slow in terms of loading some
The
options.
loading time and all that.
Yeah, but with Express Pay, you can pretty much zip along very easily. So I press and go to a section, bam, all the options are there.
Right.
Very, very fast, very easy to find. So yeah,
That's good.
yeah, performance is pretty good. Actually, we're talking about the error handling and everything else. It also helps with that.
Right.
I like the input things, like maybe I want to send money to somebody, I pay for a new account.
Right.
Easy to just I like the animation when you're inputting a phone number.
Exactly. That was another point
you're
I was
putting
coming to.
a number there, it just says phone number, you can see it. So I add another thing, it says description. Very, very, very cool. One thing I also like is the fact that when I'm going to add a phone number, there's an icon where I can just hit the contact icon.
And then
and
it taps
just-
from your phone book.
Yeah, very well done. I don't have to always keep going through my...
Your contact to remember
Yeah.
the number
And even has a save options. You can toggle the save on and off. You want to save that
for
thing.
later.
Yeah, so again, you don't have to always remember that, I added this person last time, I added it
Right.
again. No, just save it one time and it saves you for continuous use over time. So yeah, I love the error handling. I like the performance on it. As far as performance, I'll give it like a 9, which is very high. But yeah, I think it works pretty well. It's very quick. You go through your options very, very fast. So yeah,
Nice.
I'll definitely give it a 9.
A 9. Great. I think when it comes to the navigations, the animation, the page transitioning, I think they've done a really good job. Again, this reduces the cognitive load of users and the wait time, increasing the customer lifetime value. Because again, who would want to click on a page and then wait for about a minute or two for the page to load,
Yep.
right? And having to go do this very fast, I mean, it gives me a good feel of how it would be for me to even refer this to a friend to say, Charlie, if you would want to do this, maybe transfer or send money, let me just say send money or pay for your utilities or services. Express Pay would be a go-to app you have to use because, I mean, it makes it easier for the customer to be able to do whatever they are on there to do.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the transitioning, the animation, the page load, reducing the lifetime value of the customer or the wait time of the customer, I think they've done a really good job. And again, having to reduce, kind of remembering the phone numbers of people you've sent money to or made transfers to, where you are able to save these contacts for later. It's also another game changer. I've seen these feature in a number of apps, but I would give the kudos to Express Pay because I believe they are one of the very few apps that started this when a lot of apps had this as a challenge on their very platforms. So I would probably give it close to a 9 or a 9, if I should say. And again, when it comes to one of the key things on this app is if I'm sending money to you and I click on, let's say, the Momo icon, exactly on the same screen. It doesn't take you to another screen. On the same screen, it tells you, tap contact, something like that. So you are able to tap from there and then, view details, tap in or enter your details and quickly it takes you off to the next screen. So, that is a real game changer on there. So again, I'll give it a 9.
Yeah, totally with that. Yeah, it's very, very sleek. Yeah, quickly enter my number and let's go to the next screen.
Right.
It's very well done. Yeah, I really like that. I even like the fact that, when you make a small mistake, it tells you, for instance, I input a wrong number. Tell me, input a valid number.
Valid number.
So as far as error handling too, that's also very well done.
Nice.
Because some apps don't tell you do certain things when you do it wrong.
Exactly. And some would even tell you at the tail end of the transaction, but this tells you right at the onset.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it just tells you, please enter a valid phone number.
Exactly.
Some apps will just tell you error and just leave it at that. But this this an error, but they're telling you this is why. Do this
The
instead.
clarity is another thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's pretty good as far as, helping you get back and everything else. But yeah, so overall, Eric, what do you think about the Express Pay app as far as UX?
Yeah, I think when it comes to user experience, user interface, again, ExpressPay has done a good job having to look generally at their heuristics, their UI, their UX, navigations, error handling, security, performance. It's, top notch. So I would give it a 9.
Yeah, I think I'm with that. I also give it a 9 as well. The fact that the app design hasn't changed since almost inception.
Exactly.
They just made some few tweaks here and there. But the fact that app is still well recognized as, this is the main UI design and everything.
Yeah.
It's pretty good because it works. One thing about apps is that you don't always have to change every single time, because if it's working well, it's fast, it's well received. You don't have to change things. Like they say, if it's not broken, why fix it?
Why fix it?
Yeah.
Exactly.
They could always add something to the home screen, like some analytics, maybe you spent this much money. Small little things, but overall, app works. It's very fast, very quick. Security is well done. UI is well done. So yeah, like Eric too, I'll give it a 9 as well. Pretty high score. So yeah, as far as both me and Eric are concerned, this app gets a 9 out of 10 as far as UX design. So yeah, so that was
Kudos ExpressPay.
Was that?
Kudos ExpressPay.
Yeah, good job ExpressPay. I don't have any recommendations as far, because you've done a good job. I think it's very consistent. So keep going up. Just keep the performance up live.
Nice.
But yeah, so that was basically our review of the ExpressPay app. So yeah, if you have anything as far as comments, you can leave it down. Let us know what you think about the app and everything else. But yeah, apart from that, that was our review of the ExpressPay app. So again, I'm Joseph from User Hub Africa.
And I'm Eric from US Ghana.
All right.
Catch us on the next episode.
All right.
Cheers.
Bye, guys.